Dear viewers, I'm Ibulassin Shobus with you all, and today I'm going to present another topic. This is based on the speaking and listening. So regularly I'm coming here with the academical session, but today I've been present here to talk about the different kinds of things like to speak in English, what kind of things are very much important to learn or to acquiring a language skill. So, before starting our main conversation or before starting our main part, I must say a different something. Okay, there are four skills in English. A language is developed through the four skills of English, including the practice of the grammar, learning vocabulary, and listening, speaking, reading, and writing. But today I'm going to discuss about the two important skills like speaking and listening, and these are two most challenging part of learning a language. And I think these two skills are very much interconnected and very much interdependent. I think so. If I look at the uh, native speaker, they are learning first of all listening and speaking, reading and writing. But on the other hand, those who are the foreign learners, like with the people of Bangladesh, with the foreign learners, according to the context of based on English. So first of all, we what we do actually we are already practicing to learn first of all reading and then writing. Most of the teachers and most of the people are trying to imitate the another one, those who were already those who were not the good speaker at all. So first of all, the system of education system of Bangladesh are already dealt with uh, the wrong conception. Like first of all, they are trying to learn first of all uh, reading, and after that and writing and speaking and listening. So we should not feel like that. We should not do such kind of things that we are making lots of mistakes. So those who are the native speaker, they are going through a very systematic way. Like they are learning firstly having the good or the sound environment, the listening and speaking and reading and writing. They are going through the four skills and maintaining having some good or sound knowledge over the this such kind of skills. So for this reason they are acquiring this knowledge very accurately, and they are being a most good or and fluent speaker. And so we the people of Bangladesh are lagging behind not to go through the four skills very systematically or in a planned way. This is the problem that we're feeling. So today I have selected a topic to speak in English. What kind of things are demand? So first of all, enrich yourself with vocabularies. So a learner must have some good knowledge over the vocabularies. We have to memorize some important vocabularies to speak with each other. Okay, so we have to enrich ourselves with the vocabularies. So most of the people do not try to speak at their home or whenever they are trying to speak with someone. The time they are making too much mistakes and they are not finding some good words to be connected with the people. uh, for the problem is happening that they are not finding the good words because of their lack of vocabularies. Because of their lack of vocabularies, they are not finding the vocabularies. This is the great problem. So we must enrich ourselves with the, enough vocabularies. So first of all, if you want to be a fluent speaker, you have to have some good vocabularies and good vocabulary section, and you have to memorize some good vocabularies with conducting with others. Okay, so first of all, if you want to be a fluent speaker, you must memorize some vocabularies, and you have to use those vocabularies in your context, in the time of, or at the time of speaking, in your day-to-day life. Okay. And second of all, first you have to think that, and the first language and next grammar. Okay. The first language next grammar, what does it mean? Actually, we the people of Bangladesh, we are the Bengali, we are the non-native speaker, we are not native speaker, we have already acquired our own mother tongue like Bangla language have been already acquired by not to be the enough endeavors or on enough invested to be learned up. So we have already acquired Bengali language without any good attempt, because we have got very naturally. So we have got by the help of our surroundings. So if you look at the rickshaw puller or the very farmer, or at least at the farmer, if you look at the farmer, they are talking Bangla very well. So they do not know how to learn the Bengali grammar, like they do not know the Karuk, Shomash, or different kinds of grammatical tools or portions of Bengali language. But ultimately, they are communicating with the other people very nicely without having the enough vocabulary knowledge or the grammatical knowledge over English. Okay. And so we have to think over English, that is a first language. We have to speak. We have if we take this language, the English subject, if we take this, English is our own subject, we will be lag behind without not learning the enough confidence. So before learning a language, we have to think that this is a language, not the grammatical portion. With the students in our country are already taking this language for one to the intermediate level. After completing their intermediate level, they are not having the good knowledge over English. In spite of that, the major subject as a English, as a major subject, as English is as the major subject, but they are not already learning this very well and in a organized way. What is the problem? The problem they are facing, they are thinking too much about learning grammar. They are learning first grammar, and after that they are thinking that is language. So we have to overcome from such kind of misconception. First of all, we have to think that English is a language. Next, we have to think about the grammar. But if we do not know grammatical rules and regulations, we will be lag behind, like subject, verb, object. The basic rules of regulations of English we must know. But after that, we should not too much worried about the grammar. We have to just carry on and keep it up. Okay? After that, we will be a fluent speaker. And third, on pronunciation, like I'm Iqbal Hossain Shobuz. I have completed my honors and masters in English, but after that I'm already trying my level best to cope with this very well and in a planned way. But if you look at the other students, like my different kinds of friends, they are having the they are carrying the good CGPA in the honors and masters, but ultimately they are not being a fluent speaker because of their the lack of practices. So for this reason, they are already not being a fluent speaker. So actually, the pronunciation is different from the others. I'm trying my level best to make it out very well and in a proper way, but sometimes I'm making mistakes. But I'm not sure about me that how much developing myself and how am I correct in pronunciation. But if we already suppose you were already you were born in England, that time having your a good environment, that you have already learned a language, English language, very proper way, in a proper way. But if we already are born in Bangladesh, that time you were not learning this language, and you were learning in the context of Bangladeshi in intonation, and that we are already carrying out. This is the problem, that we are lagging behind. So pronunciation is already different, it varies from the other context. We are the I'm from Meherpur. That is why some language skills are different from other people of the district, and this is the important thing, that there are two kinds of well recognized in English, that is British and American, and these two types of language skills are these two types of language are very much important to be recognized in all over the world. So first of all, we must follow in a informally that the British, we should follow the British language, because we have got this language from there. So that is why we must follow this British accent, and it is very much appropriate than American accent. So sometimes we are making a lots of pronunciation mistakes, but ultimately we have to focus on, and we have to practice. We have to listen to the BBC News on CNN cartoons, or lots of things you have made by the help of your mobile phone, by the help of television set. You can watch different kinds of English programs, and by the help of this kind of instrument, you can be a fluent speaker. And finally, reading English newspaper, and because during this time, and you are already passing a less time, but you are already sitting on the at your home, but you have a mobile phone, a smartphone, and you are using Google. That time you can watch different kinds of news, and you can use, and you can read out by the help of different kinds of newspaper, and or you can buy some newspaper from the market to be practiced with yourself at your home, and different. So and it will help you. The reading English newspaper is a must to be a fluent speaker. Every day you will learn different kinds of words by the help of these kinds of newspaper, the New Nation, and different kinds of newspaper, and the Daily Star is one of them. And finally, make a habit of speaking English. You have to have some habit of speaking in English. Okay, so because if you do not have some habit of speaking English, you cannot speak out in front of the public place or in front of some people. And you can know many things. You can know many grammatical rules and regulations. You can know the many vocabularies in English. But if you do not practice English speaking, especially, you cannot be a fluent speaker, and it is must. And then enjoying the English program, and you have to enjoy the some English programs by the help of your television set, and you can enjoy different kinds of programs, like you can watch the CNN cartoons, or CNN and BBC, different kinds of news, and Star movies, or HBO. Different kinds of channels are providing the different kinds of English movies, and you can watch it at in your free time and your leisure time. And finally, think everything in English. What does it mean? You have to think everything in English, right? So if you do not think everything in English, you cannot be a fluent speaker. And once a time, our teachers told me to learn this language whenever, and told me to in this case, that if you want to be a fluent speaker, you must practice and practice. And finally, practice makes one perfect. If you do not speak out at the time of your sleeping, and in your dream, the time during that time you will not be a fluent speaker. So ultimately, actually, I also making sometimes making some mistakes, but it doesn't matter, because you must think that making mistakes is a natural part of learning. So to it is human, right? So if we are not make if we do not make mistakes, we will not we won't never we will not learn new something. So we have to be prepared to be made some mistakes. This is the thing. So finally, I was talking about the two skills, speaking and listening. So these points are very much important to be a fluent speaker in English, and you must remember. And first of all, you have to increase your vocabulary. Second of all, you have to think. The first one is language, and next grammar, and third one is pronunciation. You have to think a very great pronunciation. And for reading English newspaper, you have to read out English newspaper, and you have to make a habit of speaking in English. And finally, you have to enjoy English, different kinds of programs, and you have to think everything in English. These points are very much helpful to be acquired such kind of knowledge, especially the speaking and listening. And reading and writing are the very important skills I know, but these are residual skill. But speaking and listening are productive skills. So if you wanna very if you wanna be a fluent speaker, you must go through the speaking and listening. The first of all listening and then speaking. You have to listen to the different kinds of views and use different kinds of ways you must follow, and after that you have to speak out your friends, and you have to find some group that where you will expose yourself, and you can be a fluent speaker. So to be a fluent speaker, you must create a group and where you can have some practice session, and after that finally you will be a fluent speaker. So I'm doing my work to be help you, and I'm already trying my little best to help you how to be a fluent speaker with maintaining some good knowledge over English. And I think if you follow such kind of rules and whatever I have made, it will be very much important to be a fluent speaker in English. So thank you very much, and I think you will be improved gradually. Nothing happens overnight. You must take time, and finally you will be a fluent speaker. But being a fluent speaker, you must go through different kinds of knowledge, and you have to have some good time. So I think in future, if you practice every time, you will be a fluent speaker. And today I wanna complete my ideas, and I tried my level best to share my ideas. So thank you very much. Next time I'll come here to be presented another topic. And so thank you very much. If you like this conversation, if you like my videos, and so you can share and comment and subscribe on my channel. And finally, whenever I will get enough time to be presented here, I'll try to make it clear to be help you in many ways. So thank you guys, and stay fine and stay at home during this pandemic situation. You must stay at your home to be save your life and saves other lives. So I think it will be a great and fruitful thing in future. So thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.